You're listening to Crochet Business Chat with psychotherapist, artist, and designer turned business coach, the Crochetpreneur, Pam Grice. Well, hello there, Crochet CEOs. Welcome to Crochet Business Chat. I am Pam Grice, here to help you turn yarn into money with therapy for your crochet business. I am so glad you're here. Let's go now and check in with our next guest. Hi, Safiya. It's so great to have you here this morning. Can you tell us a little bit about you and your business and how I can help you today?
Hi, I'm Safiya, and I'm a crochet designer and the founder of Crafting Wand. I specialize in thread crochet. I design and sell thread crochet patterns for like doilies and wall hangers and everything. I started my business a few months ago. It's like brand new, and I have a few patterns in my store, and I have been wondering if it is a good idea if I start a line of physical products and do like craft fairs and things to grow my income. So yeah, that's my question.
So I understand it does take a while when you first start designing to get your name out there and to get things shared and people following you. And so the desire to make a quicker income that comes from selling physical products is definitely something to think about. There are some questions that you would want to ask yourself. So primarily, I would ask, what does your time look like? And I think we've talked about similar things before inside of CBA, and we mentioned like it's really hard to start two businesses at once, and I really ask people to focus on one portion of their business to begin with and get your systems down, get your processes down, build your audience, and that kind of thing. The one thing that's different about your business than a traditional crochet business owner who's selling maybe fashion accessories or designing fashion accessories, kind of the more traditional route, is that often I think a lot of people who are following you are not going to be actually your target customer. So what I mean is there's going to be a lot of crocheters who follow you because your work is so beautiful and intricate and difficult that they're like, I just want to see what she's doing, but I'm not going to make that myself. Right? That's because I've said that to you so many times, like, that's
Yeah.
beautiful. I'm not doing that. It looks really hard and time consuming. And so you're going to get a lot of followers who aren't going to be buying your patterns, but maybe they'll buy your physical product.
Right.
So you could, if you don't want to start, creating a bunch of inventory, you could just sell your designer pieces once they're finished and you've put the pattern out there, and you don't want to have that piece, hanging around unless you're going to do that whole wall that's behind you. For those of you that are listening, you can't see, Safiya has a wall behind her with some of her designs, and they're just beautiful. You could do a whole wall with your stuff. But if you did want to sell your kind of designer samples, you could do that. And that way you're not building up inventory in your house, but people who are following you know, like, there's only going to be one of these. And when it comes out, I want to be the one to purchase it. And so you could develop demand that way
Right.
and sell your physical products. So you make income off of that design, but it's from the physical product of that design, and then you sell the pattern as well. So that's just an idea of something maybe that would work for you if you don't feel like making a lot of pieces, because they just look so time consuming that I do think you're going to have to charge quite a bit in order to make a substantial, to make a profitable income from the finished piece.
Yeah, right. So that's why like my question was like, because it will be like two different consumers, like customer base. So I was wondering if this is the right time to juggle between two, or if I should stick to one and focus on one thing. So
Yeah. So with your business, I think it's going to just depend on how much time you have, because
Yeah.
it does take extra time to run two businesses and to speak to two different target customers. Even though I think, sometimes I say start two separate businesses, one for your designs and one for your physical products. But I think because of the unique nature of your designs, that you could do it all within one business, which is great.
Okay.
Um, and so I think that will make it a little bit easier,
Mhm.
because you're going to get people who follow who are just really interested in seeing what you do and not buying your pattern. You're going to get people who do want your pattern, because I think showing how you use the designs in your own house, not just as doilies to place on a sofa arm, or doilies to place on a dresser or a coffee table, but that you can use as other forms of more modern decor in your home. So using a traditional piece as more modern decor, I think, is something that you could show and really create demand for both your patterns and your physical pieces. So you can do that all
Mhm.
within one account.
Right.
So again, my answer comes down to it depends. So,
Right.
which, is not really valuable advice, but I mean, it does, I hope, give you some like permission to just try and see what
Yeah.
works for you. And if you want to
It
do
does.
craft fairs, do craft fairs.
Mhm.
They take a lot of time. So selling your pieces online would definitely be the easier route than doing the craft fair route,
Yeah.
because you're gonna be able to attract a worldwide audience to your business online, whereas in person, you're just dealing with people who live in your local area.
Right.
So, you have a much smaller target, or a much smaller audience.
Right.
But I love them. And you know what I think? I think following some people who talk about selling on Instagram and doing live sales, either on Instagram or on Facebook, doing live sales, it's something that you could really create a lot of demand for your products and be like, I only have one of these, it's for sale today. The first person who says I want it gets it. And, if you build up some inventory, you could definitely do that and have an event that you can host online and have people
Mhm.
purchasing from you. So there's a lot of options. And I think you're just going to have to try, experiment, and see what works, and then just do
Yeah.
more of what works. But
Right.
definitely start posting more inside of the CBA Facebook group when you do come
Mhm.
out with something new, and say, hey, I'm a brand new designer. I'd love some help getting the word out about these designs. There's almost nobody in the program that's a direct competitor of yours. So I think people will be happy to share your things with their audience, because they're not going to lose any sales by pointing
Right.
people to you for your more unique and traditional thread work offerings that you offer.
True. Yeah. That's a good idea.
So, what do you think? Like, what's going to be your first step? What feels most exciting to you to start working on?
I I haven't started like making a lot because I have been focusing a lot on patterns. I had a few patterns already created, so I was working on them. But whenever I talk about my business, like everyone asks, like, oh, where can I buy? But they are not crocheters who want to make the pattern. So that's why I start to wonder, like, if I should start to sell physical products. So I'm a little bit excited to start like at least like small things that I can make fast and
Mhm,
have a little bit of inventory, and then maybe like I have a few friends that who does craft fairs,
mhm.
and I can share the booth, or like have a little corner with them, or
Sure.
something like that. Yeah. So
Well, whatever really feels exciting, I would say go after that first. Um,
right.
get some quick wins, and continue just sharing everything that you're doing online. Like, consistently post online all of the beautiful work that you're doing, and I think you're going to develop a following really quickly.
Yeah, that has been the hardest part for me, to be on to post regularly. um like it's just not with not, it's just not in me. So I
Yeah.
had to make it a habit.
Yes. So that's the same with me is I have to force myself to do it because
Yeah.
I'm more of an introvert. I'm more of a quiet person. I'm task oriented. I want to do my things. And then I'm like, oh yeah, I gotta like get my face out there in front of people. So I
Right.
have to force myself to do it. And sometimes batching that is a good idea. You could create a lot of videos just of your hands crocheting, like 30-second, 15-second clips that you can
Yeah.
just post as reels. So you
Mm.
don't have to like create a lot of like really in-depth content, just some like, oh, here I'm working on a future doily. If you're interested in using, these kind of products in your home, keep an eye out. Or if you're wanting to learn how to do thread work, keep an eye out because I have lots of things coming in the future. And just to create interest that way, sharing some behind the scenes things, I think could be
Yeah.
really good for you.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I hope you found that helpful. I think I'm really excited, and I've told you this before. I'm really excited for where your business is going to go because you are so talented and your work is so beautiful that I think just getting your name out there and getting people looking at your business and finding your work and following you is kind of where we're at right now. Is because you have the talent, you have the skills. It's just getting your name out there. So we'll get
Yeah.
there.
Yeah. Hopefully.
So
Hopefully soon.
who anybody who's listening who is interested in seeing what you're doing, what you're working on, and maybe even learning how to do some threadwork doilies, where can they find you online?
I'm in Instagram and Facebook at Crafting One, and I have a Ravelry store and a Etsy, both also Crafting One. So
Okay,
anywhere you want to find me, just type Crafting One. I'll appear.
perfect. And we'll put that in the show notes as well. And in the blog post, we'll put a little featured image of you and all of your links there. So anybody who's looking for you, you can find all of that there and start following Safiya and following her on this journey to becoming the best doily pattern designer ever.
Right.
So I believe in you. It's going to be amazing. I can't wait to see where you are a year, 2 years, 3 years down the road. Big things are coming.
Thank you so much. I'm very excited.
Okay. Have a wonderful day. And I will see you inside CBA.
Yeah.
Here.
Bye-bye.
Bye. That's it for today. Be sure to get your printable handmade business binder when you go to crochetpreneur.com/binder. And never miss an episode when you subscribe to Crochet Business Chat on your favorite podcast listening platform. All guests on the podcast are students of the Crochetpreneur Business Academy. If you'd like to learn more about this biz boosting program specifically for crochet business owners, go to crochetbusinessacademy.com. And I want to thank you so much for spending time with me today. It means so much that you'd hang out in the studio, and I can't wait to do it again next time. Until then, I'm cheering you on.